fake shit, I just wanna break shit. Every fucking day I'm feeling disassociated. Shit's complicated, do you think I'll make it? 27 murders, all tripping off of stages. I'ma put my heart out, want this feeling on my chest, it never stops now. But a premature, my death, it never goes down. Fly me for its distance, so I'm sleeping at the pound. Put me underground.
Cause we found out better when I fell away with me. Never gonna stay the same, I fell away with me. Cause we found out better when I fell
tired of fake shit, I just wanna break shit. Every fucking day I'm feeling disassociated. Shit's complicated, do you think I'll make it? 27 murders, all tripping off of stages. I'ma put my heart out, want this feeling on my chest, it never stops now. But a premature, my death, it never goes down. Fly me for its distance, so I'm sleeping at the pound. Put me on the ground. I'll catch the sky when I finalize this life. Floating up until the gods find out that there are lies. Now I'm better but not fine, I'm still dealing with this mind. Might just flip it on its side and pretend I'm on the right light. Now you wanna bite me, nothing else is like me. Quit it with the fakeness, I don't fuck with you guys nicely. I can go a day without feeling all this pain. Hey, hit it to the face as I pull it and I fade away. Nothing from the start of my portal. Who got out the chaos, no mama. Catch me at breakfast, see angels, no karma. Yeah, I don't wanna be like him, and I don't wanna see like them. Thank God, hear when I talk my shit, cause I'm better than a man-made bitch. Like I'm just a demigod with a bigger role. Let the bullets up, let it kill them all. With a certain fall, serve with your ball. With the hungry storm, got him with the floods. For some animals, with the heaven's blood like a bomb.
play to the defense. The blackjack's right there. On a follow-up. Ukon. It's still dangling. Kodo gets it out. Are you kidding me? Doesn't quite go to them in the past minute, but can't make the third.
Hello everybody. Hello. Happy Sunday night. It is playoff action for the Riptide division today. My name's AnthonyMalum, joined once again 2 nights in a row by my good friend, longtime co-caster, Mr. KingFsher.
Yeah, excited to be here. Like you said, second night in a row. Saw a really good game. Obviously, I think we both hoped it was maybe a little more competitive. We did see a 4-0, but still a very good matchup from both teams, and really excited to see what the lower division is going to be able to bring us tonight.
I know, and you know what I learned last time? Because I did the same thing. I was researching it with D-Lo. We were talking about it beforehand, and we're like, all right, lower division, we got our expectations in check. That chat is gigantic. Got our expectations in check. Got kind of an understanding, prepared for what we might see. But then what we ended up seeing was a crazy 5-game set that just blew away all of our expectations. Now it's 7 games between a favorite in Olivett Gaming and a Cinderella story just kind of waiting to happen in Big Ball Beast from here on out, BBV. I don't know. I caster cursed it last night, but tonight I've got a good feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I think yesterday we were saying we expected it to be a really competitive game, like having potential to go to all 7, and then of course when it wraps up in 4. So maybe if you do say you think it's going to be a sweep tonight, we're going to get a more competitive set. Hopefully a little more back and forth between these teams. But like you said, Olivett, the pretty heavy favorites, I think, in this one. They have played all 7 games. They haven't lost since week 1, I think. They are on a 6-game win streak. Of course, on the flip side, Big Ball Beast have been a little, I think, inconsistent. But the one thing they have been doing, they have been winning all the games that they should be winning. I mean, all their wins have come against teams that were below them a bit, so certainly not a surprising team in that regard. And it just tells me about, their consistency. Like, they're never going to really play a bad game.
100%. And, now for the fun stuff. A lot of familiar faces in chat. Got Tommy Buckets in here. Saw Curio. Saw a bunch of new faces earlier, which is always exciting. Thanks for stopping by. During Lamb, so we got some people coming over from Smite, which means we're guaranteed for an awesome set. Surely, I'm going to get that prediction started up with about 5 minutes-ish until we hopefully get started on time. So make sure you drop your predictions and take your guesses. I'm thinking of some fun stuff eventually to make those points worth it. Some fun things I'm thinking of are like, and poor Fisher getting this dropped on him. I'm thinking of in the future adding like a 10,000 point redemption for like a 50s cast where I make everything black and white, make our microphones sound crap, and we got to pretend we're in the 50s. Because that sounds fun.
That'd be an interesting way to cast for sure.
See? You can almost see it on his face that he's just like, no. Get me out of here.
Absolutely psyched for it. Yeah. It's something like a 50s cast. I mean, you do gotta find some way to keep it interesting. And that's the one good thing about, obviously, we've casted Smite, we've casted R6, but seeing all the community members here for Rocket League, everybody's so pumped up about the game, is always special to see across any esport. So to everyone stopping in here tonight, thank you very much, and let's make sure we keep the energy up. There was a lot of hype going on in our last set there for 5CE Onyx, and it was really nice to see.
All the way through. The believers were just kind of... The believers are going crazy, and I love that too, and I want to see even more of it, honestly. And one thing I'm looking for tonight, in particular out of all of that, is the momentum that they've got riding into this, especially what they did last week. And you talked about this a little bit. And for D-Lo and I, that was our first cast in Rocket League, and they really impressed me because something, and I've heard this said about them. Separate, I don't know if they'd be the most amazing playmakers in other teams, but Olivett Gaming, not just because they're related, but as a team, as a unit, the cohesion that they have as a group is just, it's bar none, really.
And especially team play is always going to be better than kind of individual theatrics. I mean, sometimes in Rocket League you can kind of get those crazy plays, those players that really just show up and steal the show. But it's first and foremost a team game. You need people rotating, you need passing, defense, everything. It's definitely not a one-man show in this game. I think probably more so than a lot of other esports. Really difficult, especially just going into the defense. Having that coordination makes it so much easier, and like you said, they're related, so hopefully getting some good chemistry there, and maybe some strats, whatever it is behind the scene that's going to help them pull one out here against Big Ball Beast.
Absolutely. I think overall we could. I think it's going to go one of two ways, and this is sort of. I've never been known for my esteemed analytic knowledge, so don't hold it against me too much. But I could see it kind of being a shocker. Olivett gets caught off guard. Big Ball Beast really run the distance with him, make him work for it, make him earn it. Or I could honestly see Olivett Gaming coming out and just absolutely sprinting through. And I could see them doing that off momentum. That was something that they used against Mach 10 in the games that they played the best. It was the games where they could get the ball rolling, kind of similar to what we saw last night from Untitled Esports Red, was get that momentum going early, execute the plays early, and make it to where the other team is so worried about keeping the ball out of their side of the pitch that they can't even focus on any kind of offense.
Yeah, really hard to kind of get some cohesion going, get offense there when you're not the ones in control. And like you said, really saw that the best with Untitled and 5CE Onyx. Of course, 5CE had such a difficult time staying on attack because just everywhere they went, Untitled was hitting it away and not letting it in their defensive end. And I don't know if that's a strat that necessarily works for all the teams to just be that aggressive, that on the gas all the time. But kind of keeping that tempo, making sure you're not the ones getting behind is definitely going to be an important factor for both of these teams.
And while we take a look at stats, I might have to restart here in just a moment. It does look like we're getting some dropped frames. Sorry about that, but should do okay. PC's put in the work tonight. But let's take a look at the stats for Big Ball Beast.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid stats. I mean, getting 26 games in is a lot for only 7 weeks in the season. Probably some long sets in there, but the one that stands out to me, and we saw it last night with Untitled Red, who just had an incredible showing on offense. Their shots were right about the same here as Big Ball Beast, but the goals per shots were a little bit higher, and I think we made mention of this with Onyx. We certainly saw it in game. Maybe tells you as a team that just tries to put the ball towards the net more. Maybe they're not getting as many quality looks. But of course, when we do look across here to Olivett Gaming, it's similar-ish statistics. A few more shots, about the same goals, and the shot percentage still pretty similar. So hopefully the defense for both these teams is really going to show up.
100%, and I am going to just really quickly press that restart button. Don't go anywhere. When I come back, we'll get into game between Big Ball Beast and Olivett Gaming. Literally, give me 2 seconds. Anybody goes anywhere, alrighty, hoping things are back and a little better. Again, sorry about that. Not really sure what's kicking there. Please let me know if things look a little better. I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah, hopefully, though, getting all the difficulties out of the way before the match kicks off is probably a good way to go about it, because it should be an exciting one when it kicks off. It feels like we've already talked a lot back and forth about the teams, what they're good at, but just in general, in these best-of-7 sets, I think normally best-of-5s throughout the season, haven't been on any, but to my understanding, that's what they are. It's not really as easy to come back in those long sets, in those really competitive games, so we're going to need to see both these teams absolutely locked in, ready to go, because we saw last night, I mean, momentum can carry way, way out of control for these games, for these players, so hopefully something both sides can keep in mind.
100%, and with that, stream should be fixed. We've got everything figured out, just waiting on Big Ball Beast to hop on in and get things ready on their end. I'm really excited, Fisher. I feel like, I don't know, I just got a good feeling. I feel like tonight might be what we expected to see last night.
It'd certainly be cool to see that. I mean, obviously, if you're, I guess, an Olivett or a Big Ball Beast fan, you want to see a blowout for your side, but really kind of hard to deny that, those I mean, just absolute battles in the trenches. Those back and forth games, they're a lot more exciting. I mean, I'm sure for the players, for us as well watching. So hopefully both teams are going to be able to give it all they got tonight. Never really fun when you go down in a big loss. So for the sake of both those teams, really hoping their season doesn't end like that.
Not at all. Not at all. Thanks for all the follows and all the support and for hanging out. Our seconds away from game after all the issues. Looks like we're just about ready for game. It's time. Olivett, Big Ball Beast. They got some stuff to prove. Round 1, Riptide playoffs. Let's get right to it. Kickoff starts.
Already back into Olivett's end, but send it right back out. Of course, the players in this game, Mosquito, Nate Frog, and Moneyman Drew for Big Ball Beast, and then Solanalu, Class Wizard, and Sema. Really hope I'm not mispronouncing that.
I learned that last
Sema.
week.
Okay. I was not here last week, but already big shot!
Ooh. And Class Wizard sends it out, avoiding potential disaster, but Main Mosquito was ready on the follow-up already, almost at the gate. Quick goals, but also impressive defense out the gate from both sides. That's exactly how you want to start off a playoff set.
And a good shot attempt here from Olivett, and a very nice job getting the ball out on defense, but Main Mosquito once again missed slightly last time, gonna as well this time, and Olivett sends it right back down. A big demo there from Sema. Is now a 2-on-3, but a great job by Moneyman Drew keeping it away. Olivett, though, still on the attack with another demo.
Yes, still on attack, still doing their absolute best, and Class Wizard's gonna find one in and score it, and that couldn't have come at a better time. Olivett, they do their best when they can score quick in a score pre. 1 minute. That's exactly what you want.
We're seeing some absolutely massive demos here out of Olivett. That's both of them came on the very, very back end of the field there for Big Ball Beast. And we always talk about it, teams rotating, players being where they should be. Really hard to defend if you know one player's going to be back if they're getting demoed all the time. Cannot do that much, as now Olivett still trying to keep it out as the ball sails above the net, so for the time being they're safe, but still on their end.
I like this from Big Ball Beast to keep the ball away from a strong offense, to keep Solanalo from making plays that Sema Prus sets up. That's what the problem was last week for Mach 10 Academy. And if Big Ball Beast can control that, I think that's where things will work a bit better. Solanalo now looking to reset things about midfield, but Main Mosquito sends it right back to that Olivett side. Try to get a nice center, but Sema Prus not going to allow that. Moneyman Drew trying to do much of the same thing, but it's going to get sent back towards that side of BBB.
Keeping it in for the moment, though. Olivett now on defense. Main Mosquito comes in once again. Ball sails just wide of the net, but a good redirect, and it's in. Nate Frog with a very, very well-timed hit is now Big Ball Beast going to tie it up at 1-1. A very good play. We were watching out for Olivett's team play, but a great pass and a great shot after ties Big Ball Beast.
They call him Nathaniel Ribbit when he makes shots like that.
Okay.
True story.
I
totally.
I
didn't just make that up. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe I actually fell for that. Okay, well, Nathaniel Ribbit's now on defense. Might be in trouble, Olivett, with another big demo.
Sema!
Oh.
I think I just cast her cursed.
That would be, what, the third time now? In 2 days?
They're really hidden.
Oh, they are. I'm sure many, many people are upset at those ones whenever they go off. And now Olivett once again takes a lead. And just like their first goal, that one was pretty quick after. Only a few seconds ticking off in between. Once again, ball back down for Big Ball Beast. And the fourth demo of the game. It's going to be Solanalo getting it. It's now Big Ball Beast on the attack. Ooh, low boost, though, from Nate Frog.
I love that BBB are just... They're really keeping that pressure on. It's tough for them that Olivett's still able to do the things that Olivett does around it, but it's a good start. This isn't the season that BBB had. If I told somebody that it'd be so quickly still 2-1 with all this pressure, all this field dominance coming out of BBB, they probably wouldn't believe me, even 2 weeks ago. But Cinderella stories are a thing for a reason, and there's no better place to start than round 1 of Main Mosquito getting things back to the Olivett side again. That could continue, but it's going to get cleared out, and Solanalo ready to do more solo things that we learned last week are a common theme for Olivett. But it gets cleared back again. BBB just not allowing it to happen. Moneyman Drew making things happen, and Main Mosquito waiting to follow up. Sema can't quite clear it because Nate was there. Is the Ribbit good this time? Class Wizard says no.
Fortunately for Big Ball Beast, running out of boost, not able to make an attack stick, now back up just in time for defense. They're going to clear it out, so Lonalu has to rotate back, so does Seema, both now completely out. It's only Wizard that can really put it in contention right now, but Big Ball Beast get it back, but Olivett once again sending it down before it's batted away by Moneyman Drew.
This feels more like ping pong so far between these two teams. Now Olivett on the offensive, Main Mosquito and Drew combining to clear things out. Class Wizard waiting. It's going to be off the backboard and centered, but Seema can't get there in time before Nathaniel Riptide gets it cleared back out. Now you got to watch out for Nate Frog as he runs it down, gets it centered from Moneyman Drew, but Solo Nalo going to do solo things to get it cleared back away. 1 minute remaining. Aggression on Olivett's side. BBB trying to tie it up with 55 to go, but Solo and company are saying, oh, no, no, no.
An absolutely impressive show of defense there from Solanalu, twice keeping it away from Big Ball Beast, but they still have it on that end of the field. Just missing a demo is Seema, and the ball flies too far over the net. Can Nate Frog get it? No, just poked away in time. Big Ball Beast still keeping it in, though. Once again, it's going to be batted away, this time by Seema.
I'm not sure if Olivett was prepared for all these shots on goal. This is not part of what makes Olivett. Their goaltending defense, not the greatest. But right there, it was Class Wizard making me a liar. 20 seconds to go. The offensive onslaught continues, but still BBB need one goal, and Olivett's holding that 2-1 lead. We're coming up on 10 seconds still, and Olivett still on defense, still on the ropes. Main Mosquito keeping it aggressive. Nate Frog trying to get things cleared open, but now Olivett sends it back midfield. They do it at the perfect time, and Olivett Gaming will take game number 1.
And that was probably one of the most exciting final minutes. We're going to see Big Ball Beast just very unfortunately not able to claw that one out. And you said maybe we're looking for huge defense from Olivett, but absolutely coming up when they needed to. Solonalo especially just absolutely flying around the course in that last minute. They're going to go up 1-0. I think we talked a lot in the pregame about how long these sets can go. You know, it's 7 games. They're going to need 3 more. And if I'm them, you want to keep that energy up. It's a win, but you want to absolutely bury it here. You want to win by 10 in game number 2 here.
100%. I'm completely on the same page as you. You wanna buckle down and do more of the same. Keep what makes you strong. Play to your strengths and avoid the weaknesses. That's as classic gets. And with game 2 on the horizon, if you're a BBB fan, and there are some of you hanging out, I think the big thing for me to look at is that you kind of know what you can do to keep Olivett on the ropes. It's play that aggressive offense and not allow Solonalo to make the shots and such. That's the key. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for prioritizing us over homework. Still got more games on the horizon. Let's get into game number 2.
Absolutely feel that homework one. Love to see it, but now game number 2. Hope Big Ball Beast did theirs, as they had a much better second half of that game 1, trying to keep that tempo up, and a pretty consistent theme we've seen, the ball in the enemy team's half. Could be huge. Now Olivett going to overshoot it slightly, might make for a good attack, but unfortunately not able to get there in time. Big Ball Beast lose control.
There's something about when I'm casting these Rocket League sets and pre-1 minute goals. Oh my god. Seema Prusp! We're wavelengths on the same wavelength. 1 goal for Olivett right away. I was going to say, it's just a thing with me. I don't know what it is. It feels like it happens every single game, and there it is.
Can't be a coincidence that you're the one casting it. Yeah, I mean, I guess it just has to hype the players up or something. This ball screaming towards Olivett's goal, barely hits off the goalpost, so it's been huge for Big Ball Beast, but here comes Nate Frog with a second attempt and a great shot. The goalie wasn't able to get there in time. The players know. They 100% know.
That's 30 seconds. Oh, man. Oh, boy. 30 seconds, and we're tied up 1-1. Nathaniel Riptide does it again for BBB, keeping them on the board. And Olivett, hey, they've been met. They've been met instantly. Not allowed to get that momentum quite yet. Still got to build it. Already another shot comes out from Moneyman Drew. Nathaniel Riptide with the setup, but not going to follow up quite yet. But Main Mosquito keeps things from being sent coast to coast, even with Class Wizard on the offense. We want to talk about Solonalo. You cannot forget about Class Wizard. Can't forget about everybody on Olivett Gaming. Class Wizard lives up to the name. The plays are absolute magic at times. Right here, potential Good setup, but Moneyman Drew is waiting. Defense going to be perfect. Moneyman Drew with the save. Seema Prus continues the aggression, but Nathaniel Ribbit gets it out of the net.
A great save by Nate Frog. Now Big Ball B still can't get that ball to go down on offense. Barely missed. And now Seema flying in won't be able to get it on target. But another big demo. Is that's going to be, what, their 5th, 6th? Adjusted short 2 games. Now Moneyman Drew keeping the ball in the end very, very well. Here comes Main Mosquito, but a beautiful hit by Class Wizard. Magic indeed, as now Big Ball B is forced back on the defense. Olivett with a good pass and a better goal. Class Wizard scores.
Man, Olivett, there's something about them on offense. It just looks so cerebral at times. And even what was a really great attempt by Nate Frog just got denied. That's what makes Olivett special. But I will continue to point out just how well BBB is playing and how I would argue they're surpassing expectations, because Olivett, they're high scoring, they're aggressive, they've got the seeding advantage, they've got the record advantage. But BBB trying to live up to those Cinderella expectations. Even in Game 2. The signs are written on the wall, and Main Mosquito continues to prove that point, making it 2-2.
Great redirect there from Main Mosquito. I mean, just before that, almost missed a really a good ball that could have been set up for a goal. Getting right back with it, Main Mosquito now. Only going to be the second member of Big Ball Beast to score. I think Nate Frog has been the only one through these 2 games. So getting some more members involved, but now Main Mosquito once again just barely missing it. Olivett trying to make something happen. Not enough members up though. Class Wizard, it gets hit over the head. Can Nate Frog do anything? Hits it under. It's it up, but no, a miss.
Oh,
he missed it.
That's so unfortunate for BBB, but Main Mosquito trying to keep the offense alive, trying not to give up the opportunity, but Solanalo trying to clear things out, but Main Mosquito still just hanging out to not allow it to happen. So unlucky for BBB. That if I'm BBB, I'm writing that down and hoping it doesn't come back to bite me. Moneyman Drew was prepared for it, but Class Wizard, same thing, getting the ball right out of there. Now Solo with a play, drives it deep, looking to bring it home, but Nate Frog there and waiting. A demo on a Class Wizard makes it a power play for BBB. Nate Frog sends it forward, but Class Wizard gets it away. Now sends it back across to the BBB side. Nate Frog is waiting for it, but Solanalo keeps up that aggression. There's shot potential for Seema, but Moneyman Drew says get out of town.
Now Moneyman Drew taking it up the field, hit right back in by Solanalo. Still can't make anything happen, though. Big Ball Beast are doing a pretty good job keeping it away from the net. Maybe not for much longer.
What a read.
What a save, Moneyman Drew flying across. Not credited with the shot on goal, though, so may not have been going in, but a really strong redirect. Solanalo's there again, though. Hitting it out, trying to keep it on the other end. Can't quite do it, though, but now Class Wizard should be able to hit it and does get it by the Octane.
There is so much action in this game, too. We can't even talk any analytics, any strategy, any, hey, look at the boost consumption. Hey, look at the field domination. There's literally no time between these 2 teams. It's just shot after shot after shot. And if it's not a shot, it's a redirect or a clear that could lead to one so quickly. We got to prepare for it. It's actually insane. And it really does fit these 2 teams. And what I'm talking about, Class Wizard does the Wizard things. They're perfectly in the setup from Solo. That's going to give Olivett a 3-2 lead with 1 minute 10 seconds to go.
And another great pass from Olivett. You mentioned it before the game. I think we mentioned it back in Game 1. Really seeing it come to a head here, though. All other goals have just been such strong teamwork. Not kind of unlike a lot of the solo player stuff we see a lot of the time. It's now Moneyman Drew trying to put on a one-man show. Can't quite do it. Solanalo, though, goes just under the ball. Olivett now forced on defense.
Nate Frog on goal off the crossbar, however. So not going to find its way in. Olivett bring the ball back to the BBB side. Moneyman Drew there waiting too. Class Wizard trying to make a play happen. But does get cleared away, but not if you're Seema. Seema don't care none. Sends it right on back, and Solo's there for a follow-up. That's going to be a center. Is there anyone there to follow up? It's going to be Class Wizard off the crossbar again. However, now 30 seconds to go. 3-2 lead for Olivett. BBB got to keep it on offense if they want a chance to get themselves a game here early and not go down 2-0 to Olivett in this best-of-7 set. 20 to go, and Solo gets back control of things. Nate Frog trying to reset, maybe to get a play off of Moneyman Drew, but Solo sends it flying again, just continuing to stay at that midfield and keep that pressure on. Class Wizard trying to stop Nate from taking a shot, gonna find its way to the goal, but it gets sent back out, set coast away again, and Olivett will take game number 2.
And another impressive game there from Olivett. A little bit closer there at the end, finally pulling ahead with that third goal. But seeing the teamwork, seeing the passes has been absolutely insane so far. Got to be happy with themselves after that last victory. But on the flip side for Big Ball Beast, almost had that game. Game 1 was close. Game 2 even closer. If I was Olivett, I would still be worried about, Big Ball Beast kind of coming back into this one. Obviously, nowhere close to that point yet, but they've shown a lot of fight in these first 2 games.
And Class Wizard, who had 4 shots on goal, and Nate Frog with 3, are just 2 people who, again, I said it, ping pong. It really does feel like it's just bang, 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 bang. Like, it's insane. I don't know how else to explain it other than ping pong, and my brain's falling apart just trying to wrap my head around it and trying to think of, maybe we can talk about this, but it just is what it is. You got to call it like you see it, and it's an exciting matchup. But what's fascinating is while it's felt so close, Olivett's still taken that 2-0 lead, and we saw this yesterday. 2-0 doesn't feel impossible, but 3-0 can really take a team kind of out of the mentality, out of confidence, so to speak. So things need to get cleaned up, and they need to get cleaned up quick if you're BBB. Certainly never too late for that, but let's get into game number 3 and see if they can do just that, or if Olivett can make it 3-0 and give Big Ball Beast quite the wall to climb.
And luckily for Big Ball Beast, unlike yesterday, it hasn't been blowouts. It's been very close games, almost too closer to a goal. S-Class Wizard getting pretty close, and now Seema trying to keep it in. Once again, Big Ball Beast are going to clear it out of the zone. Fine, puts it on net, but Solanalu's back there. Not the second, though.
Zap Zap, main Mosquito, quick goal right away. 4:43 on the clock, and BBB come out swinging like that. You love to see it. Now Olivett, you got to respond. That's been their answer so far. They've dealt with aggression from BBB, but they're really able to kind of get things kicking in response, and neither team has allowed the other to ever have momentum. So we'll see if they can stop it. No, they cannot. Nate Frog sends it right back in to make it 2-0 for Big Ball Beast. So they've come out swinging in game number 3.
And important to note, that's the first lead of the series so far that has been more than 1 goal. Big Ball Beast now with not a comfortable lead, but definitely remarkable considering what else has been going on this set. Olivett want to turn that one around quickly. S-Class Wizard, some nice play in the air, and a great counter puts it in front of the net. Ooh.
But now Nate Frog has the ball again, and we've seen so far that Nate and Mosquito have combined for a lot. There's a demo onto Seema, a slight misread from Class Wizard, but luckily for Olivett, nobody from BBB was there to quite make a play off of it. Now Olivett with their first real reset and clear of the game, and it instantly gets sent right back. Olivett going to try to make something happen off of this offensive push, but it feels like BBB have figured out their positioning so far. They're just not, they're kind of playing, it looks like Olivett. It looks like Class Wizard hanging back there, keeping the ball at midfield under control. It looks like Solo playing those high angles. BBB maybe with a new look out the gate, but now Olivett on the offense. Solanalo there, but didn't have the right angle. Now it's a free shot for BBB to take a 3-0 lead in game 3.
And Nate Frog getting it done, second goal of the game, and I believe the 5th of the series already, absolutely making their impact. And a great job there from Big Ball Beast. And one thing we saw there, Olivett the first time around, that's a second attack they've gone on where they haven't had anybody left to defend, and we were complimenting them about it in game number 1. But in game 3 here, maybe missing their rotations just a little bit, is now they're going to have it on offense, and only Moneyman Drew to beat. Can't quite make it land, though. Seema puts it off the wall, but Moneyman Drew, main Mosquito, both there. And Solanalu just undercuts it once again. Big Ball Beast on the attack.
Main Mosquito with a perfect lineup, but it gets blocked out just in time by Seema Prusp, saving Olivett from going down 4-0, but the onslaught will continue. Seema Prusp once again trying to clear things out. Class Wizard will do much of the same. This BBB is not the same BBB that have limited game film that got blown up by Affinity Prospects. Just there's no way. This is a completely different team, a completely different outlook. They just got to turn it into something, and so far in Game 3, finding that 3-0 lead, they're making it happen, and Olivett, they seem a little uncomfortable. A demo out, give them a power play, Solanalo sends it back. Maybe this is how you get comfortable again. Still plenty of time, just getting to that halfway point. I always like Olivett's chances, but BBB has impressed me in Game 3.
Now a good tap up in front of the net. Unfortunately, NateFrog just misses it. And Mosquito, though, is going to keep it aggressive. Olivett still need to get this ball into the hands of their offense. And a good bump there going to stop NateFrog from scoring, but not Moneyman Drew. But they shoot it too high. Could have been a great opportunity. And once again, a missed ball there from Olivett. They're having a little bit of difficulty with their accuracy. Left back on defense now, man. Mosquito, not enough boost to make anything happen. Now Olivett still can't clear it. NateFrog with a good shot and a better goal. Big Ball Beast go up 4-0. Olivett need to do some quality control here really quickly. They're letting Big Ball Beast get way too many aerials.
I don't want to say I'm psychic, but there was no reason for me to talk about Nathaniel Riptide. But clearly, I knew something was in the air tonight for BBB, as NateFrog has just been playing completely out of his mind, and BBB, while all playing well, NateFrog is really making a lot happen. Main Mosquito with some good defense, trying to keep things out. Olivett looking for their first goal of the game. And it looks like it's close, but still good defense from BBB. And if I'm Olivett, and Fisher, this is maybe more of a question for you, is your mental still in it, or are you kind of like, all right, well, we took two, like, it's all right, we can afford to have one bad game? Because I feel like Olivett's the kind of team that's taking every game as if it's a best of one.
Certainly have that mentality. I think in this context, they might not be as put out as in a normal season. They only need 2 more wins. They're doing good. And more so than that, I think it's pretty identifiable the places they've been having issues. It's not like we don't know what's going on. These are fixable issues. And shot just barely off the mark from Solanalo. Kept in, though, by S-Class Wizard with a good bump and a good goal. Sema gets onto the board. Olivett now only down 3. A minute left. It's unlikely, but it is still possible.
It is, actually. I've seen more and less in Olivett. They're a team that could make a play like that happen, and if it does happen, that'll rip the heart right out of BBB. But BBB just has to play clean defense for 55 seconds, and they get themselves on the board. No sweep tonight. Olivett keeping the aggression on. Moneyman Drew will look to clear things out with the help of NateFrog. Sema a bit off the mark on defense. It's going to leave it to Solo, who's also off the mark. Everything went wrong there for Olivett, but did not lead to a goal, thankfully, if you're rooting for the boys in green. It gets cleared back out. They've got to go coast to coast still to get a goal, but BBB just not allowing it to happen. 30 seconds remain, and Olivett just looking to make something, anything happen. Maybe get at least one. You got to get one now, essentially, if you want a chance. But with BBB sending it back out and 15 seconds remaining, I don't know how possible it's going to be.
Might not be with that play as it gets sent back into their zone. Only 10 seconds left on the countdown, and maybe a 5th goal coming there for a Big Ball Beast, and it's just NateFrog, Nathaniel Riptide themselves, just padding stats. As that should be all it wrote for a 5-1 victory here, unless something crazy happens on the kickoff. And if you're Olivett, oh my gosh, right? That'd be awesome. But luckily for Olivett, they still have a lead in this one. It's still 2-1. I think mathematically impossible for them to win this game 3. Still with the league, and indeed, that ball should touch the ground, or maybe the back of Olivett's net. It'll be the ground. No, it's the net.
Okay, all right, well,
I misspoke.
BBB will get one more score on the way out. They're going to take a 6-1 victory, and that is going to send us to Game 4 with a series. No sweeps tonight. Sweep who? Not you. BB Beast take game number 3.
And a much better game there from Big Ball Beast. They were competitive in games 1 and 2, but as a whole, and I think it's something I've been talking about from the start, keeping it out of their zone. All of it really only had 2 or 3 quality looks there, and they did score on one of them. They were pretty effective at passing, doing their thing when they got it into Big Ball Beast territory. The only problem is it was never there. It was always on their side of the field. And I know you said coming in, defense isn't their strong suit. It's really their teamwork and how they play that game as a cohesive unit. I gotta say, they did look remarkably less comfortable when they were just sitting back there on defense. They had people in the net maybe not knowing what to do. Need to see them get back into their comfort zone here in this game 4.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you there. Thanks to everybody for hanging out so far, and continue showing that excitement for the people that you are rooting for, certainly, because boy, did we have a match today or what. I love that it's keeping alive. I love that we're not having to, I don't want to say settle, because it's not what I mean, but I love the excitement. I love the back and forth. I want to see a war, and as more BBB fans roll up, perfect timing for you guys, certainly, as they're staying alive so far. They're making it a game. They're making Olivett work for it. Matter of fact, if I'm Olivett, I'd start to get nervous. Let's head into game number 4.
It's funny, when the focus has been on Big Ball Beast, obviously all 3 members playing well, but there's been a lot of focus on Nate Frog. I mean, been scoring all the goals, been getting all the shots, but Main Mosquito, living up to the name, he is being pesky here for Olivett, just absolutely everywhere as there Nate Frog is, keeping it in. Olivett shoot it towards goal, but once again, it's going to be Main Mosquito to keep it away.
I like Olivett coming out of the gate aggressive, trying to take back control. Class Wizard with a demo, too, just to put a bit of an exclamation point and say they mean business, but Nate Frog gets things cleared out. Solo was waiting for it. This is the Olivett I'm more used to seeing. And hey, maybe this game... Oh, well, I'm not going to finish that sentence. I was going to say, maybe this game we won't have a goal within 1 minute, but I'm scared I even brought up the idea with how aggressive everyone's being on this BBP side. Olivett want blood. Solo's going to take the blood with surgical precision, but what will it lead to? Because now the ball's on the Olivett side, and Main Mosquito sets up. But Olivett is waiting. They clear it out. They send it on goal. Moneyman Drew was waiting with a nice save.
And the minute has passed. It's finally happened. Anthony not going to get the 1 minute goal here today, but maybe 1 minute 5 seconds. Solanalu puts it on the board. Just a few seconds off of consistency, and Olivett, more so than just getting the early lead, you got to think for momentum, that has to be a huge goal there.
Absolutely. I mean, you come out of an unfortunate game 3 if you are on the side of Olivett, and you've got to change mentals, you got to rework things, and then you have a performance like that out the gate. Momentum's back on your side, vibes are up. If they can play defense for a while here, and then maybe even get another goal, and they will do just that! Solo maybe back on the mark. Maybe they'll catch BBB asleep, and then all of a sudden, you go from momentum on BBB side, they took a game to match point for Olivett.
And the one thing I don't want to see here from Olivett, obviously with the 2-goal lead, their first of the series, they've only had either no lead or 1-goal leads for the entire time, but this isn't the time to change the strategy. Some teams will get defensive, maybe stop taking aggressive chances, just trying to preserve that. They're doing the right thing here, trying to extend it. Oh, and almost do. Moneyman Drew with an incredibly timed save. It's now Nate Frog redirects it, but not in time. Is it still on Olivett's side? Uh-oh, this could be dangerous.
Oh, just a little loop in, but oh, it's not going to go in. Are you kidding? Solo gets credit. Wizard clears it off. Olivett back on offense. I thought I was going to talk about a slow little roller, just tiptoeing into the goal, but no, not the case. But BBB send it right back over.
Now Olivett still trying to keep it out of their end, and unfortunately Big Ball Beast are doing a good job. Solanalu up in the air, so is one more member. A little bit of a double hit there, still not gone awry. One member in goal. It's going to be Seema to defend, tries to put it down, but Moneyman Drew does a good job. Solanalu, feels like we've said their name 100 times, but once again keeping it out. Now back up in front, Moneyman Drew can't quite keep it centered though, and Olivett once again going to push out Big Ball Beast.
But Nate Frog just gets the better of him there in the air, making it 2-1 for BBB, just as we get around that halfway point. All right, Nate Frog, perfect timing, off the wall, 2-1. Love to see it. The set continues.
Incredibly close to a save there, just a hair slow on that reaction speed there from Olivett. Could have saved it, but an incredibly hard job to do. A great shot by Nate Frog. Now once again, Big Ball Beast have it back in their end. S-Class Wizard really the only one in a good position for defense, and he's going to be the one to hit it away, but no, contested. Finally, it's going to be Seema that gets it out of that zone, but Main Mosquito keeps it back. Now S-Class Wizard gets it by Nate Frog, but right to Mosquito.
A lot of little dribbles so far for both sides, and that stresses me out. Solo kind of just caught hanging, trying to make a play happen BBB, maybe they can take advantage. They got some people out of position, but Class Wizard not going to allow that to be an option. Now Main Mosquito maybe looking for a pass over to Nate Frog, who's lining up forward, but Moneyman Drew could not look for a center. Nate goes to the defense. Now Olivett maybe looking to get some pressure on, turn things back around. This has been one of the cleaner games we've seen so far from both teams, I'll say, and some of the better defense we've seen. Certainly is lower scoring than last game, which benefits BBB. I feel like we're starting to learn that, at least in the scenario of this series, BBB need to score. They need that high-pressure offense. That's where they play best. And all of that, they kind of need the slow pace. Solo going to tap it right out as it hovers in front of the net. But Nate Frog keeps the offense up. Almost a bit of a fake out there, but Main Mosquito wasn't close enough to follow up on it. Moneyman Drew will clear it out.
Now Olivett are going to send it back down to Big Ball Beast, but it's going to be Nate Frog keeping it out for the time being, but Sema with a good setup onto net. Unfortunately, missed time there. Solanalu is going to be able to keep it in for the time being, but no, sends it back towards Olivett's goal. Might be a mistake off the backboard. One's going to try, and a great defense there from S-Class Wizard to save it. Not too much boost, though. Olivett could be in trouble. They're all running low, and now Big Ball Beast is set up for a shot. Going to be sky high, though.
I love the rotation of goalie we just saw come out from Olivett. It went solo to Wizard to save from Wizard and clear from Wizard. It's so clean from Olivett, and that defense with 24 seconds left might be the thing that can keep BBB from making it a tied series. But Nate Frog's got it on the offense, does have it on the Olivett side, but needs some kind of help, some kind of follow-up, and Main Mosquito wasn't close enough. They do find a demo, but the ball got cleared out, so they can't take advantage of the power play. Sema's going to wait to clear it once more with 5 seconds left. BBB need a dream shot here to make things happen. They got to keep it up in the air now. 1 left. Moneyman Drew's waiting, gets sent back up. Nate Frog's going to chase it down, but it's not going to land on top of the hood, and Olivett Gaming are going to take it.
Another great game there from Olivett, and it felt like in Game 3 we were talking a lot about them defense, not looking comfortable. Absolutely changed by S-Class Wizards. Some incredible saves, great positioning in the net, and now Olivett move on to match point, trying to make this one a 4-1 Big Ball B, so still not done in this one. And yet again, despite an Olivett victory, incredibly competitive in it all the way till the end. This set rather, certainly not over yet.
Well, exciting for us, Fisher. We're getting to see Neo Tokyo up next for the first time, and for the maps. So we're making it through the rotation. Maybe by the end of playoffs, we will see all 7. Maybe tonight even. Certainly a possibility. I know BBB are not hoping for that. They definitely want to force that 7, and they definitely want to take it home. But Olivett, I mean, you're seeing it in chat. It's the teamwork, it's the rotations, it's the understanding and the chemistry. And for BBB, I feel like we're seeing the playmaking. I feel like that's the strength. I feel like we're seeing the individual performances all kind of link up for the best of both worlds, and that's where BBB's strengths are lying. But if you're Olivett, you just need one more and you move on. So let's see if they'll do it. Let's get into game number 5.
Like you said, Olivett looking for that one last game to move them on to round 2 of the playoffs here. And one thing we haven't mentioned yet, most of the rest of this playoff bracket already filled in. Olivett and whoever they play next week, only 2 games, or I guess Olivett or Big Ball Beast, my mistake, only 2 games not completed so far, and now Big Ball Beast does get on the offensive. Olivett, though, with a nice clear out.
This map tends to kind of invoke high-scoring games. I feel like it's the vibes of the city. Anytime I do VOD reviews, I look back. I feel like every time I'm looking at this map, I see the score on the backboard lit up, and Solo trying to make me a truther, but nope, still a liar, and it gets cleared back out by BBB. But there is Class Wizard making me a truther once again, making it 1-0 for Olivett.
Another great goal by S-Class Wizard, and wouldn't you know it, before 1 minute, a great start to this game number 5 here for Olivett. Luckily, though, Big Ball Beast, they've never really let these leads get out of control. It's only 1 goal, you have 4.5 minutes, and now you have a very well set up ball, and Sema misjudges it. Moneyman Drew puts it back up, but unfortunately Main Mosquito misses. Nate Frog won't, but defended beautifully by Olivett.
Corner to corner, and it gets sent out. BBB needed that, but now they've got a man advantage after Main Mosquito gets the demo. Nate Frog with the aerial battle, but Olivett get the better of it. Now Main Mosquito is the one that gets popped by Solo. A bit revenge there. But Seema's got some open field, but not the cleanest clear out. Gonna let it go and see if somebody else has a better setup. That somebody gonna be Solo. Moneyman Drew waits. BBB got to keep that pressure rolling. That's been where they're the best. But Olivett, they've caught on, but a bit off the mark. Now Main Mosquito with the follow-up, and we're tied up at 3:39.
And their defense looked almost impeccable through last game. It's looked good so far, but once again, a similar problem that we saw in Game 3. The rotations maybe just a little bit mistimed. Nobody but Seema on that back end and pushed way too far up to really contest that shot. Unfortunate bounce there for Olivett, but it's still 1-1. They're still in this game. And unluckily for them, so is Big Ball Beast now on the attack. Main Mosquito trying to set up for Nate Frog, but a good shot by Solanalu to keep it out of that end.
All my favorite series in any sport, in any esport, Game 6 is always the chaotic one. So BBB trying to keep that dream alive, and maybe even more. Tying it up there is massive. But now if I'm Olivett, I've heard a lot about their comms. Things like that, Nate Frog popping somebody, those don't bother them. Solo with the save, proving me right. They're not going to give up, but will there just be too much pressure from BBB? That's the big question. Will BBB find the rotations in the chemistry that Olivett's got? These are all questions, and we're getting to that point where it's going to get stressful for Olivett. You're 2 minutes and 45 seconds away with the potential of moving on to the playoffs, but you also, if you're BBB, you got 2 minutes and 40 seconds to keep Olivett on their toes. Maybe make it a fight. Ball on the BBB side, and Class Wizard looking to send Olivett on, makes it 2-1.
And Class Wizard turning a disastrous start to that play into a great one. Got messed up on the goalpost, missed the 100 boost. Didn't affect them at all, though, soaring down the field, and once again, it's going to be the passing, the team play of all of it that sends them back up by 1 goal. And that's got to be maybe a little solo momentum swing. A rough series of mistakes, but a beautiful way to close it out there. Now it's Class Wizard, it's going to be Solanalu avoiding a demo in net. Now it's Big Ball Beasts that aren't quite ready for the rotation. A 3-on-1, but they won't get there in time. Nate Frog clears it out.
Seema Prosp waiting, but Main Mosquito with the block just on time. 2-1, 2:15 left. So BBB got to make a play happen. They're going to try to keep it aggressive to the Olivett side. Solo just trying to clear things out. Nobody in the net currently for Olivett, but they didn't need it anyway. They get it cleared out. They get it to goal. They get another 3-1 Olivett.
And a hat trick for S-Class Wizard. That one a little bit more of a wild card. I want to say a lucky bounce, but it was a very good angle.
Yeah, that was an
I'm sure
oopsie-poopsie
calculated out in the head. I mean, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It was a good angle.
The benefit
so
of the
maybe
oopsie.
Intentional there. There you go. Benefit of the oopsie is now Olivett. Move up 3-1. Big Ball Bees with only 2 minutes left. 2 goals to make up. Might be 3 really soon. A good clear down by Olivett, but a missed demo on the Main Mosquito.
If I'm BBB, I need Nathaniel Ribbit, Nate Frog to step up. That was your hero. Even in the games you haven't won, Nate Frog has played great. But you're running out of time. Minute 38 left. Moneyman Drew going to get a demo. That makes it a power play for the moment, but they're not able to take advantage again as Olivett keep their own pressure on. They stole the page out of the book of BBB, and they have not been able to get it back so far. Class Wizard set up nicely, but now they're just kind of playing that clock burning type of offense you love to see from Olivett. This is another thing they used against Mach 10 Academy at times, where they kind of just passed it through, juggled it around, used dribbling, used clever passing to waste clock once they got a lead. Against Mach 10, we saw it in Game 7 of that series. Now Seema does make a shot for goal, but Main Mosquito waiting. BBB got 1 more minute in the playoffs.
Making the most of it right now, though. Moneyman Drew moving into attack. Solanalu, though, a well-timed jump to keep it out of danger. Now is going to be able to hit the aerial too. Big Ball Beast need to keep this in, but Solanalu wasting so much time. Finally sent out by Nate Frog. Going to be blocked, and Main Mosquito keeping it in. Big Ball Beast trying to set something up, but just can't happen. The defense looking impenetrable here from Olivett.
Class Wizard clears it. Solo's waiting. There's a block from Moneyman Drew. 30 seconds to go. You need 2 points if you are Big Ball Beast, if you don't want to go home yet. And Olivett are staring at the face of advancing. There's a shot. Moneyman Drew with a block, but Solo's waiting. Is this the exclamation point? Not yet, but there's Seema. It gets blocked. 10 seconds to go. Time wasted. BBB on the ropes. And Olivett keep the aggression on one last time. BBB, they fought, and they fought hard, but Olivett, They are going to take it. Olivett are going to move on.
Maybe the result we expected, but what a fight from Big Ball Beast. Absolutely in it till the last minute there. Unfortunately, that lead a little bit too much for them to climb, so that's going to be where their playoff run ends. And Olivett with a very, very well-deserved victory. And, I mean, top to bottom, just an incredibly complete-looking game. Slight hiccup, of course, in game number 3, but very, very strong-looking in all facets of the game. All around, definitely a team to watch out for.
100%. I absolutely credit where credit's due. I said this last night for 5C, and I mean it again for BBB. I don't think anybody expected them to give the fight to Olivett the way that BBB did, but they certainly did it. What else can you say aside from impressed and just BBB playing like it's playoffs, making the most of it?
Yeah, I mean, a very impressive win, like you said there, for Olivett. And the one thing that really stands out to me, we didn't really see it in either of our two teams last night. Didn't see it all the time here from Big Ball Beast, but just a constant passing, the team play. There really weren't too many goals where it was just one member of Olivett making everything work. If it was passing, if it was demos, if it was even just information being said, or being sent rather, a team win through and through. Really no individual standouts. It seemed like we were saying all three of those names incredibly often. I mean, all of them truly did have their moments there.
And of course, got to give shout outs to our friend Nate Frog, Nathaniel Ribbit, for being the backbone of BBB and really being one of the main points of the fight that they brought to Olivett. But yeah, I mean, if I'm a team that's faced with the potential of going against Olivett in the near future in the playoffs, when you study that game tape, when you look at the film, if you're not looking at the rotations, and if you're not trying to find some way to control Class Wizard and Solo and how they play midfield, you're looking at the wrong things. But with that, as we wait for this ad to finish up, we will get into an interview with Olivett, who are waiting. KingFsher, I'm excited to talk to these guys. I'm excited for you to meet them. So let's head on down there. I'll meet you there in just a second. And hello, guys. How's it going? Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Should feel very proud. That was a very exciting game, for sure, and very surprising. I was caught off guard by the fight that BBB brought to you, and I'm kind of curious if you were feeling the same way.
We kind of figured they were going to be good. We played them last season. We definitely knew the players. We knew what they could do. So, we went into that game into the series thinking that, but they definitely did really well. I mean, they pushed us to our limits on this one.
Yeah, especially in that game number 3. I feel like they was kind of where their strengths showed the most, and it kind of seemed like you guys were on the ropes for the first time, and you were, I don't want to say, I'll give you the most dramatic approach. One could have argued that in that game, you guys kind of fell apart at the seams, and you were almost like, all right, let's let it go, and let's look into the future. Let's look at the next game.
It's exactly what had happened. I mean, they scored 2 or 3 like in the first minute of the game, and it's like, let's just try to get a goal. But I mean, at the end of the day, they were going off. Once somebody gets up that much, they start playing more reckless, and it works out all the time. I mean, they just keep scoring. So, we were just going to let them do their thing. We kept our cool, and we were able to figure it out for the next couple games.
You guys made a big point the last time I talked to you, which was last week when you played against Mach 10 Academy, of kind of explaining that your comms they're clear and they're concise, and a lot of that comes from kind of the family dynamic, the comfortability around each other, and the chemistry. Was it more the same this time? And I asked you in last week if you guys kind of had like a mini pep talk, we got this speech. Did you kind of have the same thing after that game, or were comms the whole time just sort of that, once again, that every game's the best of one and we got this?
Comms were there every game. When we were losing in that game, they kind of calmed down, but it wasn't terrible. You know what I mean? Like it was less because, hey, we're losing and there's not much we can do about it. But it was still there. I mean, we got to be in playoff form now, so comms are constantly there regardless of what it is. Just sometimes you have to accept defeat when you're down 6-1. So. We got there, and when we finally were able to figure out their defense, we were carving it up like pumpkins. And for Halloween, I had to slip a Halloween reference in there somehow.
I know, as the colors are so Christmassy. I was thinking that earlier when I was making it. I was like, God, I feel like I'm setting up for the holidays.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fisher's a Rockies fan, so he understands the accepting defeat mentality.
Oh boy.
Oh, you gotta do that to me here.
But my last question before I let Fisher ask some, you guys, one of the most impressive things, it was said in chat, I said it on a cast, and it's kind of, even if you go back in game film, other casters talk about it, is your rotations and your understanding of there's always somebody in the net, there's always somebody at midfield, there's always somebody ready to play aggressive. How do you guys practice that? Do you put an insane amount of time in it? Do you just run 3v3s together? Do you go against bots? Is there some kind of I don't want you to give away secrets certainly, but what's the secret of the trade for the Olivett rotations?
You got it, S-Class.
Basically it's a lot of trust. Mainly when we are going, it's kind of having an idea where everyone is at all times and trusting they will go when they need to. Because I feel like a lot of teams, you don't have that trust. That's where the double commits come from. That's where the triple commits. And so I feel like that is something we are really good at. And I feel like the family aspect helps so much more there because we've known each other forever. So we trust each other fully.
Yeah, that's kind of a necessity. If you're going to play that way, you kind of just have to know, you have to be able to say, hey, I'm doing this, and know that you don't have to say, hey, Solo, get in the net. You have to be able to do those things. But you guys do it well, and it works out. But I will hand it to you, Fisher. Please ask away.
Yeah, I think only kind of one big question comes to mind, and of course, it was something we were talking about all throughout the set. The way you all played, very pass heavy, rotation heavy. I mean, more as a team than I think we see a lot of people go about in this league, in these playoffs so far. And I guess going into future weeks, does that kind of worry you when you see some of the players on these teams? I think Blackjack a few nights ago really stood out for us. But just the ones that can put it all together by themselves. Of course, you all function much more as a unit. So do you think that's maybe something down the road that could come back to hurt you, or is it going to more play into your strengths?
It can go both ways. So we this is our 4th season. We've been here since the beginning of it. Most of the teams here, they know who we are. Whether they like that or not, they know who we are. They know how we play, and we are a very pass heavy team. That's the way we trust in each other. It works out 9 times out of 10. We struggle sometimes in our solo plays. So when we trust each other and we're able to make that stuff work, we just stick to it, and it just keeps working out. So every team in here, they know we pass a lot, and they know our weakness. We're rotation. They know how to stop that. So but like I said, it can go both ways because we'll adjust however we need to make it work.
Very well said. I mean, I don't think I have anything else unless Anthony does, but like you said, incredibly well put together game. You all looked very impressive. A little bit of a hiccup in Game 3, but that happens to the absolute best of them, and really can't wait to see the rest of your playoff run.
Yeah, I hope you guys are seeing the all the solo hype in the chat because it is immense. But I guess my last thing is one, I'll let you, of course, kind of give your shout outs and your final thoughts. But also my last question is, what do you guys have to say to competition going forward? There is still playoffs left to play for you, certainly, and you guys are emerging as a very strong favorite.
See, my Prusp, you have not talked yet.
Get called out.
I mean, I'll go aggressive. I'll say we'll see you in the finals or wherever we'll see you. If you see us you could potentially play us. We'll see you there.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, you can't.
I'm scared.
Yeah. Hey, Fisher and I, we've heard confidence like that before about finals, and I'll say the same thing. I will say every time, and I will say always bring that energy, but make sure you're prepared to back up the energy. And we'll be casting those Riptide finals, so we'll definitely be looking for the promises and expect to see this minty green there as well. But thank you guys for talking with us and hanging out, and congratulations again. And I hope you have an enjoyable time celebrating. We'll leave you guys to do just that and enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks, guys.
Hey, appreciate it.
Anytime. All right, Fisher. I told you, they're just wonderful.
Yeah, you did. I mean, very enjoyable to talk to. Obviously, can hear a lot of the teamwork shining through there. Big and strong, so absolutely psyched to see what this team's able to do in the rest of this tournament.
As am I. And with that, we are going to come to the end of our night. If somebody can let me know if there's any RLSS games on, I will rate that. But regardless, thank you guys for all of the support tonight. Thank you for following, any subscriptions, and just any support in general. There's stuff in the panels if you want to look at other stuff that I do. I'll pay out the channel predictions. I see you. If you want to see other stuff I do, Fisher's also in a lot of that stuff. Please check out those panels. The VOD for the cast, as always, will be up on YouTube. That is also in those panels. Rlss is in those panels. Everything's in the panels. That's always the answer. Sporty FC is on, so we will raid Sporty FC. I will get that set up. Thank you for letting me know. All right, get ready for that raid, my friends. Again, thank you all for hanging out. We'll see you next time. My name has been AnthonyMalum, and I was joined by my good friend KingFsher. Thanks to Rlss and Tommy and everybody for letting us cast, and thanks to Olivett Gaming and BBB for allowing us to cast them, and good luck to both Olivett moving forward and to BBB next season when they come back, and I'm sure better than ever. We'll see you guys next time.